Okay, North by Northeast is very awesome. It was this band's only been around, the Jessica Stuart has only been around for 5 years or so, so I think you pointed out that, Ryan, that it was our 4th year playing North by Northeast, which means that North by was one of the first festivals to book us, which was really great. And each year that I go, I have a slightly better and different and more fun experience because I sort of know how it works. And it's, in the beginning I think I thought it was just about sort of like playing a show, but I mean, we play shows in Toronto very often, so it's not just about that, it's about sort of the community of musicians, not just in Canada, but the ones who are visiting to be a part of the festival. And so it's really great because you get to meet all sorts of people who are involved in different parts of the music world, from, you know, artists to people who are doing other things in the industry. And a lot of it is just hanging out, and a lot of parties, and a lot of, you know, stopping by shows and seeing bands that you might not have taken the chance on because you don't know enough about, but it gives you the ability to sort of drop in without any, without high stakes, and because there's often a lot of venues in the same area of town, so it's a really fun time for us, and I'm looking forward to it this year. The Jessica Stuart is playing at Say What, which is a lovely sounding venue, just such a great venue on Front Street at 1 a.m. on Friday night. So that's like, but you know, they say 1 a.m. I mean, it's between Friday and Saturday. You know what I mean. So we're the last slot of the night, and it seems to be a pretty cool bill. There's some other artists that we've actually shared the bill with before, who are from out of town, and I mean, that room sounds so good that I'm looking forward to it. I've been to shows during North by Northeast at Say What, and they've been packed full and wonderful. But I've also heard from people they've done shows there where not so many people attend because Front Street is slightly off the beaten track of the whole mass of venues that are a part of North by. But I think because it's a Friday night, we often have gotten stuck with Thursday night and Wednesday night slots before, so I'm really happy to get 1 a.m. on a Friday, actually, because for me, that's the time I'm always awake anyways. So I think a lot of our fans and a lot of my musician friends might be up at that time, so it might not be the worst thing after all. I think if it was a different venue, it could be pretty bad, but I think it's okay. Well, to be totally honest, you know, poetry and storytelling is sort of newer to me because I'm much more of a musician than I am a lyricist. However, I've really been putting a lot of energy and attention into that, and figuring out how to sort of access the stuff, the heartfelt feelings that I have, and put those into words. And this is the first record that, the record that we just put out, Two Sides to Every Story, this year. It's the first time that I have ever wanted to share my lyrics before, and so we actually made a special insert which features art by Takashi Iwasaki and also words for many of the songs. So this isn't a straight-up folk project. This is definitely a music and groove-driven, rhythmically driven band. However, there is a lyrical theme to the record, and it is about stories, and it is the theme that the title suggests, Two Sides to Every Story. It's sort of basically the story of my struggle with life, and I say struggle lightly because it's, you know, I feel very fortunate, and I haven't had any real serious, you know, life issues compared to what exists in the world. So, but it's like the struggle between, you know, doing one thing and thinking about the thing that isn't there, basically, is sort of the underlying thread of the album. So yeah, there's definitely some storytelling happening on our new disc. So we're really excited about our new album, Two Sides to Every Story, which we just put out. We released it in Toronto in March, and I suppose worldwide as well through the internet. But we've been doing these. We just came back from our first big leg of tour. So that was to Eastern Canada all the way to Newfoundland and back at the CD launch, and then we have a West Coast CD launch in August, and then we have our first international tour to Japan in October, which is very exciting. So So this new album, this is a different album, a very, not a, I mean, it is a different sound from the first album that we put out, Kid Dream. Kid Dream was basically introducing ourselves to the kind of music world here and our sound, and since then, because that album was recorded very soon after we formed as a band, the group has really evolved and taken on sort of a life of its own outside of just my ideas. So I really figured out what the voice is for the band, and in big part because when we play together live, the songs sort of take on a life of their own, and we play a lot. We've toured a lot, we've played a lot. I think we've played between 300 and 400 shows in the past 4 to 5 years, and so obviously that really forms the music. It lets it speak, and it lets us take chances with the music on stage, because it's not exactly the same every time we play it. They all have the same structures and the same lyrics, but the way that I phrase the melodies and the way that we approach the rhythm is different. And so anyway, I really wanted the live nature of our band to come through on the record, and so again, we recorded live off the floor to really capture the liveness of it, and it was just magical. The studio sessions were just, you know, it didn't feel like there was any pressure, and we all knew what to do, and the result was this really live and exciting, energetic feeling album. And beyond that, I also wanted to, for the last album, we recorded 12 songs and put 11 on the record. The only one that we didn't put on was a cover that I had been asked to record, which I decided in the end shouldn't be on the record. But with this new album, I had a lot more songs than I wanted to put on the record completed, and that had been played over the previous years. So I think we recorded 16 songs, and my goal was to put the most cohesive, the most fitting 10 to 13 that made a great album onto the disc in the end. So we narrowed it down to 11, and at the very last minute I cut one more, so we left it at 10 very cohesive songs, which all have to do with the lyrical theme of the album, and also musically kind of tell a story. So I know it's not totally typical these days, but I hope that people will not just listen to the singles and one-off tracks, but might actually give a try listening to the album from the beginning to the end, because it sort of has a flow to it, and it kind of tells a story. It's basically my current musical collection. It tells a story of what I'm feeling, what I'm hearing, and what's been going on in the past couple of years since the last record. So very excited about it. So thank you very much for watching. The Jessica Stuart View has a lot of cool stuff coming up, both through the CD release and just a bunch of great festivals this summer. In Toronto, we have the Toronto Jazz Festival also in June, as well as North by Northeast, and that show is on Saturday, June 29th from 6 to 9 p.m. in the Distillery at their stage there, and that should be wonderful. And there's some other very exciting things which I'm not allowed to mention yet, but they will be out in the public information world soon. So just keep in touch with us. We have a website. It's jessicastuartmusic.com, and we have a Facebook page and Twitter, which both are updated very regularly with all sorts of cool stuff, and we also have a YouTube channel. So please join us on one of those things. Thank you.